Hi everyone, it's Norma, and it's time for an empties video. So these are all the candles that I burned and finished up during the month of September, with a few stragglers that just finished either yesterday or today. So I thought I would have a couple more here, but they still have a few more days, so I will just include them in October because I have to get these empties out today. So, and it's already, a week after. I usually like to do my empties video as soon as the new month starts because I just want to get all the stuff out of the way, but I didn't have time last week, so I put it off to this weekend, and I was ready to put it off till next weekend. I was like, no, I just got to get it done. So without further ado, let's go. You're going to see a lot of duplicates because for the most part, I did like two of everything with just a few exceptions. So let's start with the exceptions first, which, let's see, how shall I do this? I'll start with the Kringle one. Now, this one is one, Mambo. This is one that I just finished today, and this is Kringle Apple Cider Donut. And, this is one of the very first Kringles I got when it was originally called Atkins Cider Donut, and it was a one wick. And I just love this scent. I really wish it was stronger, but it's not like scentless. Depending on where I put it. Now, I didn't have it in the most ideal spot, but when I first started burning it, I had just finished a lot of my August candles, and I didn't want to get started on some of my September ones because it was like, I was traveling. I went out of town for a wedding, so I just had a few candles going that particular week. So when I had this burning by itself, and I actually had it in my great room, I could smell it in certain parts of the room. It didn't fill the whole room, but in certain parts, and mostly when I was like by the my front door, I had this on my dining room table. It kind of drifted in that direction. So I could smell it when it was all by itself and I had nothing else going. Once I started adding candles to the room, frankly, it did get lost. I think next year when I burn this, and I like it enough, I will get it again. I'm going to burn it in my computer room, which is what I did last year. And if I have two of them going, I think it'll be better. So this is apple cider donut. I never have a burn issue with the Kringles. I mean, they burn really, really well for me. So no wick issues, no soot issues, no puny wick syndrome issues. I mean, the burn was pretty darn good. Okay, this is an Henri Bendel candle in the scent Amber. This is one of my favorites. And this is a repeat burn. I've talked about it before in other videos, so I'm not going to really go into it. That's a scorch mark from my lighter. A little bit of soot there toward the end. I kind of forgot to check on the wick. But I love this one. It is a retired scent, so I mentioned, I think, in my last video when I burned it, I stocked up on it. And then this one is Henri Bendel in Cashmere. This is one of the ones I got from Victoria's Secret when they were on sale for $5. Once again, nothing new. The more I burn this, the more I like it. This time I had it going in my bathroom, the bathroom that's in my bedroom. And that's just a good spot for me to get a throw. And I had some Yankee candles going on in my bedroom, which you'll see later. And I had 1, 2, 3 of them going, 4 or 5 of them going, and I couldn't smell them. But I could smell this one. So I really enjoy that one. Henri Bendel Cashmere. Let's see. I guess I'll do some Bath and Body Works because I didn't have like duplicates going. So this one is Vanilla Pumpkin Marshmallow from the first year it came out, so I think it's been 2 years ago now. It was okay. when it first came out, I really, really liked it, but I think it's a little bit more on the sweet, fake vanilla side for me. So it was okay, but I wasn't crazy, crazy, crazy about it. But I had a lot of vanilla going, or vanilla type scents going, um, because I had, what did I have going? I had a raspberry candle from Yankee, which you'll see later. So I was trying to get through some of my vanilla scented candles, and oh, geez, I should have made it closer. I was going to do my front row first, and then I changed my mind. Um, Another classic. This is Cinnamon Sugar Donut, also from like 2 or 3 years ago. It was the very, very first Bath and Body Works candle I bought, and this is from that collection. And, you know, I had problems because I remember when I first bought it, the very first candle I had was light, and I was like, it was my first experience with a Bath and Body Works candle. Everybody was saying how strong it was, and my very first one was light, and I bought like I think 5 or 6 in that order, and I kept the one I burned, and I ended up exchanging like the rest of them. I took them back. And then, or maybe I kept one. I think I kept one. I don't remember exactly what I did, but I exchanged some of them. Um, and then, like, the second one I burnt was better. And I like it. So then I end up reordering some more. Um, and so it's hard for me to tell you. I like the scent. I know it's a really popular one. It's definitely that greasy fried donut smell. I don't really get the cinnamon. I don't really get the sugar. If they would add more cinnamon and sugar to it, I would like it better. The Kringle apple cider donut is, I think, a better scent, but it doesn't have the fried donut scent. I think if you combine those two, it would be a pretty great candle. But I still like this one, and I still have a few of them from this year, this label. I haven't tried any of the newer versions, so I can't tell you if they're better, if they changed it, if it's, you know, weaker, stronger, whatever. I haven't tried it. Now this is another one. I don't know where the lids are. That came out last summer, and I wish I had discovered the fact that I loved this earlier, because it was, when it first came out, I was like, it reminded me of Sugar Apple from Yankee. I was like, I don't really need it. And then people kept raving and raving and raving about it, so I finally bought one to try, and I absolutely loved it. And I, you know, managed to find it some during the semi-annual sale. I can't believe they didn't bring this one back. I really can't believe they didn't bring this one back, because this one is fabulous. Just fabulous. Absolutely love it. Okay. Another Bath and Body Works candle is Wine Cellar, and one of my favorite scents from Bath and Body Works. It's definitely one that I will repurchase. I think it's a great transitional candle from summer into fall. I can imagine myself, you know, burning this again, maybe like, you know, January, February. And I love the red glass. I had no issues with the burn on this one. I didn't have any puny wick syndrome. It did really well for me. So did the other ones I just showed you, by the way. I didn't, you know, because those are older ones. I didn't have any issues with the wicks. Now, on this one, however, this is one of my favorite scents from Bath and Body Works. And I love that label, Autumn. And I mean, it's just such a beautiful, beautiful scent. You know, apple, juicy fig, eucalyptus leaf, fir balsam. I love, love, love the scent. I had some major issues, and it's been, I won't say major issues. I had an issue with the puny wick syndrome on this. It took me, I think, almost 3 weeks to finish this candle, burning it every night. And I rarely, rarely ever trim them. You know, I would trim them, you know, maybe once a week when the wicks start getting really long. It managed to throw, which I guess I can't complain too much because even though the wicks were so tiny that sometimes you could barely see them, and I had to put this candle in a prominent place, so I put it right in the center of my coffee table where I could see it because I was afraid if I put it somewhere else, and I put most of my candles in hurricanes, the light wouldn't be bright enough for me to know there's a candle burning. So I made sure it was in a place I could see it. Now I could smell it, so it was still throwing, but it would have been better if the flames had been stronger. So I would have bought more of this if I didn't have that wick issue. So, if it shows up during the semi-annual sale, I'm sure I'm going to pick some up because I love the scent, but I was really, really disappointed in the performance of the wicks. Okay, so those are my singles for the most part. What do I have back there? Okay, hang on a second. Okay, a few more singles, but I'm going to move into my Goose Creek candles now. Of course, this is one of my favorites. I guess it's one of my new favorites, Black Amber Plum. I purchased this one last year when it first came out, but I never had a chance to burn it. So, last fall I was trying different scents, and then, spring came, summer came. So I made a point to burn it this year, and I like it a lot. For those of you who aren't familiar with Goose Creek, who haven't tried this scent, the closest I can compare it to is the Bath and Body Works Body Care Dark Kiss, which is back online now. You can't get it in the store, but it's online. So hopefully maybe it'll show up in store for semi-annual sale. But Black Amber Plum, you get the deep plum with the amber. I think there's a bit of patchouli in here, if I recall right, or sandalwood, one of the two. I like the scent, again, a great transitional scent from summer into fall. Okay, this is one of the very first Goose Creek candles that I bought, and gosh, we're going on, 3 years now, I think. It was in the very, very first order I placed, and I just got around to burning it now. This is Royal Amber, and basically it's an amber scent. It's hard to describe. I like it, but I don't know if I'd like it enough that I would repurchase it if it was still available, which it is not. But, if you're fans of, candles like Napa Valley Sun or, God, what's another one? Any kind of amber type. It's not quite like a men's aftershave amber, although I could see where people might pick up an aftershave note from it. But it just really reminded me, oh, now it smells like smoke, but similar to Napa Valley Sun, but I think with a little bit more amber to it. It's just a little bit, had a hint more aftershave note to it than Napa Valley Sun does. But I did like it. As you can see, one of the wicks extinguished before the other one did, and I probably could have gotten maybe one more burn with the remaining wick, but frankly, I was done. I also had an issue with puny wick syndrome on this one. For the first life of the jar, the middle part of the jar, it worked out great, and then toward the end I started getting puny wick syndrome again, which is surprising because this is before Goose Creek kind of revamped their line. This was in the line of candles where most people had crazy flaming wicks, so I don't know what happened with this one. I think because it was from that era, I was so terrified of having the crazy wicks that shot flames up through the jar, that I kept the wicks trimmed maybe a little bit too short. But yeah, it was nice. But like I said, I probably wouldn't get it again if it was available, which it's not. This is a newer scent. This is Lavender De France, and gorgeous label. I talked about how beautiful this label was in my What I Am Burning Now video. So if you haven't checked that out, check out the What I'm Burning Now in September. And this label was all lit up. It was just beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous. The scent I like. You guys know I love lavender. I've kind of gotten away from it a little bit because I've been just trying so many other things, but it's still one of my all-time favorite type of scents is lavender. And the scent itself I really liked. Unfortunately, I had throw issues with this one, and other people reported they had strong throw, so I will eventually try it again. Um, I also had some puny wick syndrome with this one, some soot near the end because I just let the wicks go because I was having, some issues with them. In fact, with most of the Goose Creeks I'm going to show you, I had puny wick syndrome. So they went from crazy flaming wicks to puny wicks. I don't know. Um, French Autumn. I reviewed this one last year when it came out. Great, great scent. Similar to Black Amber Plum, but it's a little bit more fruity, where Black Amber Plum is definitely more on the sensual body care side. This is a little bit more fruity, a little bit lighter. I like both of them. And I remember when I placed the order, I was like, well, I really need only one or the other because they're similar. And then I decided, no, they're unique enough that I need both of them in my life. Um, so, this is definitely more of a grapey, plummy type scent, and I really enjoy it. And I had two of them going, and two of them together in my computer room gave me the perfect scent throw. Um, I still love that label. Sadly, these medium jars are being discontinued, and I kept meaning to place an order, and I just never got around to it, so I don't know if they're still available or not. I like the medium jar size, but I had puny wick syndrome on both of those. Patchouli leaves. This is one I couldn't make up my mind about if I liked it or not. And in the end, I finally decided I liked it. I wasn't sure what to expect, because I'm used to Yankee Candle's patchouli. And everyone said this was a fresher, greener patchouli. And I would agree with that. I do like it. I do like it enough that I would get it again once I run out of my regular Yankee Candle patchouli. The problem was, once again, the puny wick syndrome. That's what made me hesitate. I mean, pretty much all of my Goose Creeks, I had issues. They pulled out, they threw, but, tiny little beady-eyed flames to the point where I wasn't sure if I had a candle burning or not. Smelling this again, yeah, I do like it. It is definitely like a patchouli, but not a real incensey hippie. It's a little bit fresher, a little bit greener. It's a great blender candle because I do tend to like a lot of scents that have patchouli in it. So it would be great to have this on hand when I'm burning something and it's like, I'm not sure what to put with it. This would be a great, great blender candle, I think. And I did have two of them. Okay. Let's move on to the Yankees. Now, I had two of these because I got the lid, but I don't know what happened with the other jar. I don't know if it's buried somewhere, if I just threw it out. I don't know. This is Grapevine. This is a candle that I picked up a few years ago. It was before it was the Pure Radiance candles used to have a cotton wick, and now they have a wood wick. So when they changed from the cotton wick to the wood wick, a lot of these showed up in the discount stores. So I picked up a bunch of them at that time, and I still have some left. And so this year I decided it was time to burn the Grapevine, because I was originally going to go with a wine theme. You saw that I had wine cellar. I had the French Autumn. I was going to burn my Colonial Candle Merlot, but it was such a hot summer that by the time September came around, it was like I was ready for cooler weather. I wanted fall. Unfortunately, we had several days in the 90s all the way through September. So I probably should have just stuck to my wine theme scent because it would have been more appropriate to the weather. But I was getting ready for apple, so I kind of did like a half and half type of thing. But this is not the same as their Grapevine and Oak scent, which I love. I didn't burn this year. And I don't even know if I have any. And it is not the same as their vineyard. It's different. It's a grapey scent, but it has like almost like a hint of like cologne or perfume to it. And I like it, but if it was still available, I don't know if I would get it again simply because there are other scents like, Bath and Body Works Wine Cellar that I like better. But it's kind of more along the line. Well, it's different, but it's, kind of grapey, kind of perfumey type of scent. Okay. This was a disappointment. Yankee Candle's Red Raspberry. I was kind of obsessing about like raspberry shortcake type of scents. And so I wanted to do it in the summer, and I had to kind of wait. Because, I do plan my candles out for the month, a month ahead of time, sort of. So it just didn't fit into an earlier, like July. I was going to be doing what I was burning in July. So I figured I was going to wait till September to do the raspberry vanilla type of blend. And I mean, you can see I had some issues with burn on this. Never really got a wax pool going. So therefore, I never really got a scent throw, even though I had two of them going. As you can see, they both still have quite a bit of wax in them. I gave up. It was just like, I don't know, I just couldn't get the wax pool going. And, they tunneled, so I had to cut wax out. And by the time I got to this point, believe it or not, the wicks both died on both of them, even though you see there's a lot of wax. And I just said, I don't know, I'm done. I didn't even want to cut out the wax to put it in a melter. I had melt cups in this, which I enjoyed the melt cups, but I think from now on I'll just stick to the melt cups and skip the candle on that one. I know Goose Creek is supposed to come out with, or actually they have it out now. I haven't bought it yet. They're raspberry, it's like a raspberry swirl, I think. So I'm really curious to try that, because that would get me what I was trying to do. Yankee Candle Buttercream. I burnt it in the traditional jar, and then also in the writing jar. Frosting, same candle, same scent. I've burnt this numerous times. It always does well for me. I mean, it is a basic buttercream frosting type of scent. Let me think. I gotta think. Okay, the burn on that wasn't great. It left a lot of residue. A lot of that was my fault, though, because by the time I got to this, I just didn't have a lot of burn time. This one did the same thing. A lot of residue left on the jar. Not a great clean burn. But it started out, when I started them on a weekend when I was home. So they did get proper burn time, the first couple burns. I would like them exactly the same time. This one would pull out better. This one was slower to pull out. But they both did well for me. I mean, Buttercream is a classic scent that I will probably always buy, and I like it more as a blender than just on its own. And I was using it to mix up with the red raspberry. So I think I probably would like it better, though, with French vanilla or maybe vanilla cupcake. And actually, I thought about trying this with peanut butter sugar from Goose Creek. That would probably be pretty good. Okay, so we're getting down to the wire with the Yankees here. Okay, another one that I burnt two of. This is Yankee Candle World Journeys Vera Cruz Vanilla. I absolutely love this candle. I've bought this at like Home Goods, I think it was 2 years ago. I bought a bunch of them because I love the scent and I love the World Journeys. I used to never ever have a problem with them. And then I came across some that had a light throw, like my Pink Sansa Bora Bora. And every once in a while, I would come across one that didn't burn properly. You know, it's 2 wick tumbler. There should be no issues with the burn. But every once in a while, I would get one that had puny wick syndrome and would tunnel, and I could just never ever get it going. And so after I bought a bunch of these, I think I bought like at least 4, maybe 6 at the same time when I saw them. The very first one I burned last year, that's what it did. It had puny wick syndrome, and it tunneled, and it just took forever and ever for me to get that candle to correct itself. I had to cut wax out, blah, 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 blah. I had no issues with either of these 2 jars. They both burned flawlessly. The wicks were great. I had to trim them after every single burn because they were strong wicks. I had a strong scent throw. I had these in my large room on the cabinet next to the sofa. And when I was sitting on the sofa, I could definitely smell. These 2 killed everything else that I had going on in the room. They did fabulous. So I really hope that one jar I had was a fluke, and that the other ones I have in this are great. And I've passed this up many times after my first burn on last year, because I was like, oh, they're crappy burns. But no, I would definitely get this one again. And it's basically a straight up vanilla extract type of scent. It's not like a vanilla pound cake. It's not like a vanilla cookie. There's no real sweetness to this. There's absolutely no bakery. It's just open up a bottle of vanilla extract, and that's what Vera Cruz vanilla smells like. Okay, this is another one I just did one of. This is in silver birch. I just finished this a few days ago. And as you can see, I chopped out the wax because I wanted to throw it in an empty milk cup. I love the label on this one. I love the scent. It actually, I just made this connection yesterday. One candle that I like is Colonial Candle's Holiday Sparkle. And I just realized that the 2 scents are actually very similar. I don't want to say they're an exact dupe, but they're very similar. They're both like a pine patchouli type of blend. I think the Holiday Sparkle is a little bit stronger, maybe a little bit more sweet, but they're very similar. So if you guys love silver birch, you might want to give Colonial Candle's Holiday Sparkle a try, and vice versa. I can't believe I never made the connection before as to how similar they were, because I love both of these scents. Now, I had some major burn issues with this one, and even though, I admit I don't always have time to burn my Yankees, and I do anyway, I did give this one some time. I never once had a single wax pull, not once. And I couldn't get a scent throw either. I won't say it was scentless. To me, a scentless candle is when you stick your nose in the jar and you can't smell anything. I could smell it when I stuck my nose in the jar. I just wasn't getting a throw from it, and I had it in my bedroom. When I scooped the wax, and I scooped out wax from here at least 2 times, maybe 3, and I put it in my milk cup, I could smell it like when I walked by my centerpiece, but it still didn't really throw in the room. I can't remember. I think I have tried this in the actual milk cup, and I think maybe it did better there. I don't know if I would buy the candle again, to tell you the truth. Like I said, it's so close to the Colonial Candle Holiday Sparkle, and that one does throw, that I think I might just stick with that, or maybe just get this in milk cup form. I don't know if I'd get the candle again. No, even, well, I said, even though I love the label so much, they chopped the label in half. So I guess that's a moot point now, right, eh? Okay, and one of my favorites, Napa Valley Sun. When I don't know what to burn, I usually end up grabbing a jar of Napa Valley Sun. And so that's what happened this time. I think it's a great candle for all year, basically. Good transitional candle as well, from summer into fall. And I also burnt it with this. This is a writing jar version. Well, actually, it wasn't a writing jar version. I think this came out in a collection a few years ago. This is Beach Sun, and it's the same. You know, I've heard some people say that Beach Sun is different. It has coconut in it, but if they're different, I can't tell. To me, it smells exactly like Napa Valley Sun. One of my favorites. I did have some issues with Napa Valley Sun a couple of years ago. I think I burnt like 3 or 4 in 1 year that I had issues with. This one is from that same batch that I purchased at that time. So I didn't have too many burn issues really, but the throw just wasn't there. I remember the very first time I burned Napa Valley Sun, and I had one candle going, and it filled my bedroom. Actually, I had it in the bathroom in my bedroom, which is the farthest point from the house. It filled my bathroom, filled my bedroom, and spilled out in the hallway, and I'm standing in the kitchen wondering, what am I smelling? And it was Napa Valley Sun. That's when I fell in love with it. And I've never really gotten that good of a scent throw with it. I still have like a box of melts left, and I get a good throw from the melts. When I burn the votives, I get a good throw from the votives. I'm just having an issue with the large jar itself. So as much as I like it, you know, it's still out as, you know, a treasure. I haven't like stocked up on it because it's like, oh, you know, I did like really stock up on the votives though when they were still available, and they went down to like 50 cents a couple years ago. So that just may have to do me. Maybe at some point I'll pick up, you know, a couple more large jars, because like I said, I do like the scent, and it's one that I always fall back on when I don't know what to burn, because it's good on its own. It's also just a nice blender scent. You know, so amber, vanilla. It's a good scent for the, you know, the bedroom or the bathroom. Just relaxing. It's not obnoxious or anything like that. And the label when the candle is lit is absolutely gorgeous as well. Okay, so we're down to the wire. We got Colonial Candle, 2 cents left because I burnt 2 of each. This is in sweet iced tea, and it was flawless. I had no burn issues. You can see very clean burn, burnt all the way down, and it threw. One of my absolute favorites from Colonial Candle. Of course, I had 2 of them going because 2 is better than 1. And you got to remember with these large jar colonials, this is the 22-ounce size, that first burn, you got to give it time. I mean, so I never start these unless I have a whole day to devote to it. Once I get that wax pull going the first time, I usually don't have issues. So, flawless candle, love it. Another flawless burn. I had 2 of them going. These are ones I picked up at Meijer. And I was really concerned because some of the ones I picked up had the red code. See this? The infamous red stamp code. And they're notorious for having really bad wicks and not getting a wax pull. I picked up horrible burns. So I was really worried about the Simply Vanilla, but I really loved the scent. So I bought it anyway. It says $17.49, but it was at least 50% off, if not 75% off at one point. I think I picked some at 50%, and then some when they went to 75%. Flawless, perfect, love it. The scent is exactly what it says. It's a Simply Vanilla. It's not like vanilla extract scent like my Vera Cruz vanilla, but it's you know, it's a little bit sweeter than that, a little bit more mellow than that. But it's a beautiful, beautiful vanilla scent. I'm glad I bought several of these, and it is one that I will continue to purchase. Just a nice, basic vanilla, good blender, nice, pleasant scent on its own. And both of them burned flawless for me. Very pleased with both of my Colonial candles this month. So, there you guys have it. That is my empties video for the month of September. If you guys like this video, please comment, like, and subscribe, and have a blessed day.